In this video, we'll go through some shortcuts and tips around the pattern editor. Let's start from the workplace. Did you notice these little arrows at beat 0 of each scan? This indicates whether the scan is in the top half or bottom half. This could be useful if you want to design patterns with a specific scan position and direction in mind, especially for KM. But note that the player can reverse everything with a swap modifier. Next, about the multitude of ways to scroll the workspace. You can use the scroll bars. You can roll the scroll wheel to scroll horizontally, and hold Shift and roll the scroll wheel to scroll vertically. You can simply hold and drag the middle mouse button in the workspace. If you enable the Keep Scanline in View option, the workspace will also scroll when you move the scanline. Speaking of the scroll wheel, you can hold Ctrl and roll the scroll wheel to adjust zoom, and hold Alt and roll the scroll wheel to adjust the beat snap divisor. Next up, you already know you can click a node to select it. Did you know you can hold Ctrl or Shift to select multiple nodes? With multiple nodes selected, you can drag to move them at the same time. Cut, copy, and paste work on selected nodes, so you can, for example, select a few nodes, press Ctrl-C to copy, move the scanline, then press Ctrl-V to paste. Pasting works by placing the leftmost node at the scanline, and if any pasted node collides with an existing node, pasting will fail, so make sure you have enough space for pasting. If you want even more power in selecting just the nodes you want, try out the rectangle tool. Press this button or press the tilde key to enable it. When the rectangle tool is active, you cannot add or remove nodes with the mouse. Instead, you can draw a rectangle to select all nodes in it. You can also hold Shift to append to your current selection, or hold Alt to subtract from your current selection. If you hold Ctrl and drag the left mouse button, you can move all selected nodes at once. To disable the rectangle tool, select any node type, then you can add or remove nodes again. By the way, every node type has a corresponding shortcut, the number keys 1 through 9. Use these shortcuts together with the Apply Node Type to Selection option to quickly change node types for a large number of nodes. Next, let's look at drag nodes. When you select the drag node, you can see these squares and the line in the middle. These squares are called anchors, and you can drag the anchors to change the curve's shape. This line is called the anchor receiver. Click on it to add an anchor. You can also right-click the anchors to delete them, but the first one cannot be deleted, and there must be at least 2 anchors in the drag node. By default, a drag node uses a Bezier curve, so you need control points in addition to anchors to make curvy curves. Hold Ctrl and drag an anchor to add control points to it. This also resets control points if they already exist. Once added, control points can be moved or deleted the same way as anchors. The Bezier curve gives you a lot of flexibility on the curve shape, but if you want a simpler curve, you can change it to a B-spline instead, and there are no control points to adjust on the B-spline. A bit on key sounds. You can hold Ctrl or Shift to select multiple key sounds. Then, as you place new notes, the selected key sounds will apply to these new notes one by one. This way you can avoid clicking back and forth between the workspace and the side sheet. Finally, a few miscellaneous shortcuts. Ctrl-S to save, Ctrl-Z to undo, Ctrl-Y to redo, these all work here. When you have exactly one note selected, press P to preview its key sound. Press Ctrl-A to select all notes and Ctrl-D to deselect all notes, which can be useful if the Apply Something to Selection option is on. If the End of Scan option is applicable to a node to select it, you can press Ctrl-E to toggle it. When the selected nodes are out of view, press F to scroll them into view. Finally, if you select a drag, hold, or repeat hold node, then immediately add another node of the same type. The new node will be a copy of the selected node. Did you learn something new? I hope these shortcuts and tips are helpful.